Alright everybody, welcome back. Josh here with Josh's Lawn and Landscape, and today first I want to start off by saying thank you to all my new subscribers that have joined the channel recently, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Appreciate all my subscribers that's been on the channel for a while. And so today what I'm going to be doing is going over my 2021 lawn care setup. So we're going to go over the setup, let you know the equipment that I'm using. I did a preview video not too long ago, just kind of some of the stuff, but not everything that's really my full main setup. So I'm going to go over that and let me know what you think. So here we go. So first off, obviously, is the train that totes the load. We got a 2016 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD. This is a gas engine, 6.0, two-wheel drive, crew cab, standard bed, work truck, and it's pulling a 7x18 SureTrack 10K trailer, which has the dual 5,000 pound axles on it. Drop gate, again 7x18. It has a drop leg 7,000 pound jack, which is awesome. So you simply remove this pin here, flip this out, pull the big pin out, the leg drops down to a closer distance to a board or the ground, whatever you may be setting it on, so you don't have to crank the trailer as far to offload it off of trailer hitch. So that's that. This is actually purchased this past year. I did do a kind of an intro to it in a previous video. So that's what I'm hauling everything on with the 2500, and again the SureTrack 10K 7x18 utility trailer. And installed the equipment defender 3-tier rack. As you notice, you've seen this, all my steel equipment still here with me. We'll start here with the HS45. It's the handheld gas trimmer, 24-inch bar. I've had this for probably 6 years, 7 years, and still gets the job done. Still comes in handy numerous times. A couple years ago I bought the HL94K oscillating head extended reach hedge trimmer. This has been worth its weight in gold for a lot of jobs that I've done. Some of the bigger shrubs where I don't have to necessarily maybe get a ladder out, or if it's a little bit wider shrub, makes it much easier to get across the width of it. So, and what you may call the OG, the original, my original trimmer, first trimmer that I bought, Stihl FS90R. This trimmer is 9 years old and was my primary trimmer for about 7.5 seasons before I bought one of my two 94Rs. But it's still going, still running. You saw it in the preview video. I've put the 6-blade cutting head on it, like brush head. Since I don't cut a lot of thick, heavy brush and things, I figured this would be good for it. It's a lot more torque than the 94. So just keep it running every once in a while and use it for some heavier, maybe perimeter items, or cut down saplings and things like that. So I've already used this on some briars and things around the shop, and does a great job. So got it off of eBay, the cutter head there, for about $12. Moving on to the Stihl FC96. You can see it's a straight shaft edger. This was purchased this past year. I did have an FC70, which I still have, that was worked on and just not using it as much. And again, it was about 6-7 years old, so figured it was time to upgrade to the FC96. This thing is an absolute beast. Don't think I've ever actually bogged it down. So you get it running and it just cuts right through. So I have two FS94Rs. I love these trimmers. This year typically started right up second pull, I believe it was. And what I typically do, if they've been sitting for a while or it's been cold, hit the primer bulb 3, 4, 5 times, just a few, and set the choke. And usually within 2 or 3 pulls, sometimes on the first pull, starts right up every time. So I've got 2 of those, and I have a Steel BR 600. Purchased this also last year, I believe it was. Replaced my BR 550, which actually my brother-in-law has now for blowing off stuff at his house. It's about 7 or 8 years old, but it still works. But it's one of those that can be kind of finicky, so I decided that I needed to have me a new blower that was a lot more reliable. So this is what I purchased last year. This is an excellent blower, plenty of power for what I do. I don't do a lot of big leaf cleanups where I have to blow big masses of leaves. So BR 600, excellent buy, and has been working great for me. So here I have my gas cans. I have 2 5-gallon no spill gas cans. These I use for my non-ethanol plus grade gasoline that I run in all my equipment, all my mowers, and I use it for my mixed gas as well, along with the Steel HP Ultra mix. And this is a 2.5 gallon no spill can. This is what I keep my mixed gas in. So I've got those, the 2 5s and the 2.5. Gonna look this year to maybe purchase some Equipment Defender racks for these, as well as the blower. Got my road cone in the truck, use it every once in a while. Getting these worked out, so I'm putting the Erickson ratchet and tie downs chocks on here. You can see I got a set. I've got another set that will eventually get put on for another mower. Some of my tools there. And here is the Honda HRN 216, excuse me. It has a GCV 170, which is, I'm not sure if it's 170 cc's or if they actually listed it like 163 or 65. Purchased this last year as well. My Husqvarna mower just completely quit working, and I messed with it for a little while and couldn't get it working. Put it in the shop, and I said I'm going to get me a nicer, a little bit more heavy duty mower. This thing is an absolute tank. It is a solid steel housing, everything that the motor and all is mounted to, and it is self-propelled. So it does have the smart drive system where you simply push this down, and the further you push it, the faster you'll go. Pretty easy to control in my opinion. I have 1 or 2 yards that I have to use a push mower in, and so wanted a very nice solid machine. This was a great one. I think you can pick one of these up for around $400 or a little more, I believe, for this unit. I have my 2-gallon handheld sprayer. This is a, says, you can see it says Dex and More. I actually believe you can pick this up at Walmart for about 20 bucks, $15, $20, somewhere around in there. Does a very good job. I also have a 4-gallon solo backpack sprayer. And now on to the big money makers. You've seen them before, but once again, this is my 2015 model, I believe it is. It's a John Deere Z920M. It has a 24 horsepower FX 730 engine on it. I think I said it's Kawasaki. I believe I said that. Any of you who've been on the channel for a while, you all know about the seat. Just replaced the seat this past year with an aftermarket suspension seat. It is a 54-inch cut, 24-inch rear tires. It has the Advanced Chute System chute blocker on it, which does very good for me. It was not too bad to install, pretty easy to put on there. One thing that I did note in my installation video is it does have right, I don't know if you can see it, but right in here the deck itself kind of kicks out a little bit, so you do get a little blow by here, especially when you get into some thick stuff or your mulching leaves, and stuff will tend to pile up right here, so I have to really make sure to keep that blown off, but no issues with that yet. And it has, if you can see, it's 1165.6 hours on it, and still going. I put new Carlisle Turfmaster tires on it last year. I had the original tires on it. I had a little over 1,000 hours on them, so I got good life out of those. Night and day difference with the suspension seat on this versus the standard non-suspension seat that came on it when I originally bought it. If you purchase one of these machines, definitely make sure and spring for that suspension seat. It makes a world of difference. Even though mine's aftermarket, but even this one has made a huge difference in the ride of this machine. Excellent cut. It is an absolute tank. It weighs around 1,300 pounds. But this has been the bread and butter machine for me for going into my 6th season. So it's #1 in my book for me. And again here, sorry about the sun, y'all. This was picked up last season from a customer that was no longer using it. The Toro Titan MX 6000, 60-inch cut. Full suspension seat. It has the adjustment knob on the front. It has also a 24 horse Kawasaki, but as opposed to an FX 730, this is an FR 730V. Excellent engine. Mower does a good job. It has 22 by 9.5 by 10 rear wheels, Carlisle Turfmasters. Those were put on last year. Also did a video. If you haven't gotten a chance yet, check the channel out for a hydro service on this machine. So the customer that I bought it from said it had been sitting for a little while, so I figured let's go ahead and do that. So I flushed the hydros and put all new fluid in it, new filters. It's been working great. And it has, let's see if I can get around here to it without, it only has 197.7 hours on it. So considering actually selling this machine this year and maybe putting the money towards possibly a stander. So I'm thinking about that, but it may be the end of this year, first of next year. But hey, if you're close by the Midland, South Carolina area, and you want a mower, I might consider selling it to you. But for now, it's a great machine. Again, Toro Titan MX 6000. I believe this is a 16, maybe 17 model, somewhere around in there. Great ride with the suspension seat. It is obviously a lot lighter than the John Deere, so in some rough yards you do get a little more bounce, shakiness sometimes, if you're driving a little quicker. So depending on the yard, some of the rougher yards it obviously bounces a little more without having that extra weight in the front with the design of the frame and the material. So much sturdier frame, which this isn't considered really a full-on commercial mower as either, but still a solid machine, and it has been a good one for me. And my next mower, last mower that I tend to use is the John Deere X590. You've seen reviews on this. Actually right now I still have the Power Flow bagger unit on it. Let me get back here, maybe we can see a little better. Here we go. It still has the 7-bushel Power Flow bagger system on it, and not too long ago I did the review for that. But this is a 25.5 horse Kawasaki EFI engine, so not carburetors, EFI. It has the high back suspension seat on it. It has, I think, almost 140 hours. Not as many. Let's see. Yep, 139.3. So Has the H-DAP rear wheels, which actually surprisingly don't tear up the turf that bad at all, except for certain conditions, really sharp hard turns, or maybe wet turf areas, obviously just like any mower would. One thing that I did add that I like, for me, is the John Deere. It's just the almost like the tractor steering knob, and basically you can hold on to this, and as you turn the wheel, the knob just spins, so you can just kind of crank it real fast if you need it for maneuverability. This is also a 54-inch, the Excel deep deck from John Deere. It's more the residential deck, but does an excellent job. And again, this is the 2-bag 7-bushel power flow bagger system. Check out my review on that if you haven't yet. And let's see, I'm thinking of anything else here for the setup. So you've got the X590, the Toro Titan, the Z920M. Again, all of my steel equipment, the new equipment defender rack, which I've got another video that I'm kind of putting together about the install of that and trailer upgrades. So Honda, the BR600, excuse me, couldn't get my words out, and the 2500 HD. So the camera turned around there. Sorry, got the sun in your eyes. So that's my 2021 lawn care setup. Again, it's a lot of steel and green John Deere. So that's what I use, that's what I run. Again, I've been running the Z920 for about 5 years now, going into 6, and I've been using steel for going into basically my 10th season. So this will be my 10th season I'm starting, and it's been good. So gonna do a video before long on, probably, I've been wanting to do a lawn care journey video, basically discussing how I got started and how I built up to where I am now. So stick around, hopefully I'll be able to do that video before long. And let me wrap this up before I get to rambling too much. Again, big shout out to all my new subscribers. I'm going to do a shout out video before long, and I want to thank y'all for tuning into the channel, taking the time to watch. I hope y'all enjoyed checking out my 2021 lawn care setup. And again, appreciate everybody that took time out to watch, everybody that subscribed. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think about any of this equipment, if you use the same stuff. Racks, trailers, mowers, anything. And yeah, stick around. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Leave me a like. Share the video if you enjoyed it. And again, definitely leave me a comment below. Thank y'all once again, everybody. Be safe out there. Be kind. And we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, everybody.